I work in finance in a male-dominated industry, and I'm going to tell you why older guys date younger women. I have all these guys around me that I see doing that, and I asked 100 men, whether they're doing that now or not. I asked 100 men, why do you date younger women? And while I understand 100 may not be that huge of a pool, if every single one of them is saying the same thing, I think is pretty legit. So initially I thought that they were dating younger women because younger women were prettier. But I came to understand that no, there are plenty of older women that will give a younger girl a run for her money, right? Very pretty older women out there. Looks has nothing to do with it. Every single guy, every single one, told me that the reason that they like dating younger women is because they're easier to deal with. And I was like, what does that mean, easier to deal with? And they said, well, she doesn't challenge me. It's not always a back and forth. I just tell her something and it just is. And life is just much easier that way without someone always challenging you and asking you questions.
Oh boy, this is the same queen that made a video complaining about being harassed in an elevator when the guy didn't say anything out of line. This is definitely a solid source for men and women to listen to. Just by seeing a few of her videos, I am sure the bulk of the men she asked heavily censored their answers to her so she wouldn't have an HR complaint sledgehammer coming crashing down on top of them. Looks have nothing to do with it because a few older women look okay. Sure, keep buying that queen. When L'Oreal starts selling a foundation that makes an older woman more moist and compact, then you might have an argument. Don't get me wrong. The answer, easier to deal with, is one of the factors. And no doubt it was the safe answer to give a woman who openly says men harass women at the workplace for any reason. If you think that's the only factor, then you're fooling yourself. That's like asking a guy, why does he go to the strip club? And he answers, it's easier to get the drinks I want. Although true, it's a safe answer to that question.
Translation, younger women are more gullible. And if you're a younger woman, this is not a knock on you. I was gullible when I was younger too, when I was in my 20s and 30s. But older women are no longer gullible. You know why? Because we have experience in dating. We have seen all the BS, we have seen all the games, and we can see right through it. Our BS meter is on point. And when a guy tries to BS us, we call them out, right? Because we know that's not true. However, if you're younger, you don't have the same experience, you're not gonna do that. So older women understand that the reason that you are not being chosen has nothing to do with your looks or your age. It has to do with they think you're too smart. And younger women, please stop dating these old dudes, because one of the main reasons they want to be with you is because they think you're too gullible and you deserve better.
Dang, queen. I didn't know it was legal to use that much copium without a script. Yeah, ladies, men don't look for you. Fertility, agreeableness, smooth skin, toned body, snugness, dampness, long hair, submissiveness, etc., etc. Nah, fam. That long list can be replaced with your experience. Dang, ladies, when men hear about your many adventures, your carousel rides, your money, and your career, that works better than Viagra. Men just say, fam, she's a 40-year-old boss babe. I've got to go running to get an engagement ring. I admit men will smash an average-looking older woman. No doubt. Now comes the important question. Who will a man want a LTR with? A younger woman or an older woman set in her ways? That question is as lopsided as asking a kid if they want a chocolate chip cookie or an oatmeal cookie. Moving on.
Okay, so I was literally thinking about this subject like last night before I went to bed, and I knew I wanted to make a TikTok about it. And I saw something on my For You page today, and it was like, why do girls like older men and older men like younger girls? And all the comments were like, oh, because grooming and control and blah, blah, blah. But it was all like coming from what men would want. And I found that kind of interesting. So here's my hot take. For context and validation on why I should be able to have an opinion on this topic, I have been essayed multiple times. I've been groomed a number of times. And I've also been in relationships with men who are a lot older than me that weren't the result of grooming. I was age of consent. It was an actual like respect relationship. And it was one of the most beautiful relationships in my life.
Fam, I have to start off by saying I find it amazing when older women try to shame men for dating younger women. They never at any point take in the reasons younger women prefer older men. It's almost like a natural reaction older women have to basically talk down to younger women as if they weren't consenting adults. I like how this young lady pointed that out. To my older ladies, have any of you stopped for a moment to consider these younger women could possibly be happy with an older man. What am I saying? That's like asking a fat kid if it's okay to let the skinny kid get most of the desserts. The main takeaway is there are two consenting adults, and ignoring that young women have made a choice is never a winning strategy. Ladies, whatever the outcome of that choice is, what matters is young women made it on their own. Even this young lady admits her relationship with an older man was the best one she ever had.
So that's why I'm validated, but here we go. I will start this off by saying that women are biologically conditioned to like older men, because you know how your frontal lobe doesn't develop until like a certain age, but men's develop a lot later in life. For example, literally what mature 25-year-old have you met? Like, it doesn't really get any better from there. Like, even mid-30s, I mean, they all still have like an inner child, but the sweet spot is like 44 up. So because women mature faster than men, of course they're going to look for an older partner who's more on their wavelength. Because if they don't, they're going to find a partner who isn't as mature, and they'll just end up getting hurt, and it won't be a good situation. So it naturally makes sense to go for someone older. They can match your energy. The second and more probably controversial point is bringing up the Electra complex. Now, I know it's not used mostly in psychology today, but that's fine. That is something to consider. And the fact that women do date men who tend to resemble their fathers, whether that's looks, mannerisms, hobbies, birthday, anything like that. If they resemble your father, cool. And that doesn't matter if you have daddy issues or not, it's just a thing. Like, I know most of my exes remind me of my dad, and it's kind of freaky.
As to her first point, I'm not going down the rabbit hole of the science behind the frontal lobe development. Nah, but it is clear that younger women are attracted to older men in a similar way older men are attracted to younger women. Basically biology. It's like peanut butter and jelly. It's like Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy. It's like womanism and victimhood. It just goes together. Funny how older women expect men to accept their 6x6x6 preference standards while simultaneously try to shame men for their preference of younger women. All because of, it's different! Yeah, like the stark difference between swine and pork. As for her second point, the Electra complex, according to healthline.com, involves a girl becoming subconsciously, physically, intimately attached to her father and increasingly hostile towards her mother. Now, for those women who claim, there is nothing wrong with her if she is dating older men, this proves it. If that is true, then why don't any of you apply it to older women that date younger men? That is different because of reasons.
If we think about it from a more empowering women angle instead of men just like to abuse, because yeah, we know that men can be abusers, but so can women, okay? And if we think about it about what the woman wants instead of what men just want, lots of women like older guys because they feel taken care of, understood, respected, etc. So maybe instead of thinking about what men like to do, maybe we should think about it as women just like older guys. Yeah, that doesn't mean you won't get groomed. Watch out for grooming. Like I said, I've been in those situations, so I know what to look out for, and that's why I am okay with dating older guys, because I know the signs and know what to look for. Stay safe.
Dang, fam, that was a mic drop moment. I know women will probably say, I only said that because I am in the men's corner. To that I ask, doesn't me agreeing with this young lady automatically put me in her corner? Ladies, for as upset as you may get with this situation, you just have to accept that older men will select younger women over older ladies 9 times out of 10. Let me put it this way. If you are given the option of buying a 3-course steak dinner or a fast food burger with a side of fries for the exact same cost, why would any of you ladies go for the processed patty? Moving on.
Girl, if you are of age and you're not dating a man in his 30s, literally what are you doing? I promise on my whole life, I will never waste my time with a man who's my age ever again. Since dating 30-year-olds, this is what I've experienced. Number one, I don't gotta pay for shit. When I hang out with my man, do you want to know what I have to bring? I have to bring my ID and my lip gloss. Number two, babes, you think I've ever had to ask this man to buy me flowers? Honey, this man brings me flowers with no question. If I asked a 23-year-old to do that, you think a 23-year-old man would do that? Number three, the dates these men know how to plan. Girl, I just rode a horse on the beach just because. I have never touched a car door or a door in my life. And before you say, oh my god, he's probably talking to so many girls. And what, the 23-year-old wasn't? I'm not saying to let yourself cry over a man, but if you are gonna do it, might as well do it with one who's treating you like a princess in the meantime.
I will bet good money that the vast majority of older women complaining about men dating younger women were just like this young lady. The world was their oyster at one point, and then they smashed through that wall. All of a sudden, it's horrible how these sick older men take advantage
please. This should be illegal.
Fam, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out younger women are more fun to date.
That's not true. Older women are equally fun.
Really? Aren't older women demanding men to respect their schedule while younger women have much more free time?
Well, older women are more experienced.
And how does your experience benefit men? Are you going to be paying for the vacations? How does a conversation with you equate to a better experience when men can start conversations with anyone else for free? What do older women offer that men would value it more than getting it from a younger woman?
My career.
Oh snap! I can feel the blood flowing to my loins just thinking about your awesome job! I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.